This is a message that I'm sending out to my brothers. This is a message for men. Have you ever wondered why there is such a struggle between the sexes? I mean, have you really ever stopped to think about it? Unless you've never been in a long-term relationship with a woman, or are simply one of the many feminized men, so common today, who are controlled by sex and the women in their lives and deny that problems exist, then you are fully aware of the increasingly intense struggle between the sexes. It comes in many forms, from minor disagreements to all-out battles, but the fact is that there has always been an underlying tension beneath the surface of every single relationship that has ever existed, and it's getting much worse. In our society today, this tension has bubbled less below the surface and has become an everyday occurrence in the lives of far too many men. Every week, I speak with men who contact me for information about my research into ancient texts, and more often than not, they mention in passing that they are having trouble with their wives or girlfriends. They tell me that the women in their lives have become unruly, disrespectful, mouthy, highly argumentative, controlling, hypocritical, and so on. They complain of feelings of anger, frustration, depression, and sometimes mention physical problems that have seemed to manifest since the behavior began, and they all state that they have no idea what to do about the problem. Everything they try ends in more animosity from the women they love, and they feel like they are being beaten down incrementally on a daily basis. And if you're listening to this thinking that these men must be wimps, I need to inform you that this is absolutely not the case. I've spoken with highly respected men and their professions who hold prominent positions in their respective fields. Many of them have been decorated military personnel, firefighters, doctors, business owners, truck drivers, pastors, professors, and more. These men are not wimps. Can you relate? Do any of these things describe your situation? Does the woman in your life treat you this way? Do you feel like she is not the same person you married? When you try to mitigate the circumstances with a show of love, flowers, affection, kind words, or tenderness, does it go unreciprocated? Is the effect it has on her temporary, lasting only for a few mere minutes, like she's a leaky sieve, leaving you feeling worse, having less money in your pocket, and feeling later on like she hates you? This scenario, unbeknownst to most men, is becoming an unspoken epidemic in our society, and the men who suffer this kind of emotional, mental, physical, financial, and verbal abuse are living lives of quiet desperation, not knowing where to turn. They feel like they must take control of the situation because society dictates that a quote-unquote real man deals with his household and takes personal responsibility for his situation. But as thousands of men are discovering, that traditional way of thinking just does not work when the woman in your life is not willing to comply. But I am here to tell you that there are methods that work. There are viable answers to your questions, and there is a solution. And I'm not talking about paying a psychiatrist $150 per hour to lay out your issues, only to find out that they do not really understand what you're going through. I'm talking about gaining an understanding of why the women in our society behave this way, by learning the secrets that have been left for us in some of the most ancient texts known to man. My name is Dr. Scott McQuaid, and I am an exegete, meaning I uncover ancient languages, and I have been the featured guest on dozens of radio shows. I am also an author, known around the world for my discoveries that I've written about in my many books and papers, and I am also the founder of the Inner Circle, found at innercircle.us. I would like to share with you what I've discovered from my research into these issues, so you can finally have answers for your many questions. What I've discovered is very ancient, once forbidden secret knowledge that has been intentionally hidden beneath the ancient texts. These secrets that have been buried beneath the Sumerian, Hindu, and other texts, including parts of the Bible, and what I've discovered is a type of code that has literally never been revealed before. It is not available from any psychologist, psychiatrist, scholar, pastor, or theologian, and cannot be learned in any university or seminary setting. If you would like to know the reason why the woman in your life behaves the way she does, that are even unknown to her, then I invite you to go to innercircle.us. Your situation might have you feeling like you're crazy, because no one around you seems to understand what you're going through. But chances are you're not crazy, but have just been subjected to intense, disrespectful, hostile, and toxic behavior that is rooted in an ancient mystery that has been concealed for thousands of years, for the purposes of fostering this kind of destructive, maladaptive behavior in women at this specific time in history. With the information you'll receive at the Inner Circle, you will learn that mystery and many, many more, and in the process, be able to relax, put your mind at ease, and find rest for your weary soul. So go now and get some relief at www.innercircle.us, and I'll look forward to seeing you on the inside.